I've been in VR for over 10 years and I've seen it all. VR manufacturers that came and went, or games that became very popular that are now forgotten. Or those early huge VR headsets with what we now look back at, super low resolutions. And I remember experimenting with so many tools, software and plugins. It was kind of frustrating, but it was also an adventure. Those early VR headsets, including Pimax old lineup, required extensive tinkering and a lot of time to set up or optimize. And they had some crazy features too, I remember. Today, we have standardized features like teleporting, snap turning, or comfort tunneling to prevent motion sickness. We have guardian areas, room calibrations, motion reprojection, smart smoothing, foveated rendering, and other eye tracking features. We even have integrated image upscaling and sharpening options. We take those things for granted, I think. But as of now, in 2026, PCVR and Pimax has surely grown up. And all the way from Python, I think we've now turned Pimax Play into one of the best, if not the best, software client on the market. There are big improvements on both the ease of use as well as the features that makes VR more enjoyable, all in a neatly packed PC client that brings a lots of powerful features, settings, alternative runtimes, and integrated 24/7 chat support. A lot of features previously being third-party plugins are now integrated, and it caters to a large user base. But maybe that's exactly the problem, because a mature product serves everyone. And being a VR geek, I kind of miss the early days. VR was really such an adventure with so many experimental features. So it's worth asking, have we lost some of the tentative or beta features that were present in the first versions of Pimax Play, or even before that in Python? We previously had the labs tag for things, and this provided us with some freedom. We could launch features that had some rough edges. Maybe they worked great in some scenarios, but less smoothly in other cases. Or features that were tailored to a specific use case only. That labs feature is great, but could we maybe go one step further? Let me introduce you to Pimax Play EVO. We believe that software is a key component of the VR experience as an addition to amazing hardware. And a modern PC client should have plenty of configuration options, including its own compositor. It's not just for ease of use or better visuals, but performance-enhancing options can help a lot to save money, which is crucial with today's GPU prices. EVO runs in parallel with Pimax Play. It has a separate development team, it runs as a separate client built specifically to try out new features. In other words, more resources, space, and freedom to develop experimental features, maybe also for specific use cases and time-limited projects. Also, more freedom to fail. And when something works, it earns its way up to mainline Pimax Play. That's not a workaround approach really, that's evolution working exactly as it should. Mutations that get selected eventually becomes permanent and available for everyone. We are now ready to release the first version of Pimax Play EVO, available to download from pimax.com, that already now introduces a bunch of experimental features you haven't seen in Pimax Play before. Are you ready for this? Let's briefly check it out. First, among our exciting new features, we have 6DoF recline mode, or 6 degree of freedom recline mode. This allows users to play VR while laying down in, let's say, your sofa or your bed. This wasn't possible with our current tracking solution, as it would tilt the view upwards. But with 6DoF recline mode, it now works in room scale while laying down, and it's great for watching movies or playing social VR. Although technically, you could play anything in VR this way. Secondly, a feature called Room Tracking Offset. This allows users to freely customize their in-game viewpoint position. For example, you can move the view to the outside of a race car to observe the full vehicle on the racetrack, or maybe get a better overview in a puzzle or a real-time strategy VR game. I remember this feature being very useful through third-party Steam VR plugins, and as a content creator, I used it very often. Now it's getting integrated into Pimax Play EVO directly inside your VR view, always accessible through any render pipeline and any game you play. Thirdly, we now have instant video recording of the VR mirror view. This not just reduces the need for third-party software like OBS and its plugins, but it also mirrors and records the actual footage seen inside of the headset, including menus and overlaps, overlays, frame rate stats, and other rendering effects. For example, when quad views is enabled, the recorded footage will reflect the sharp fovea area moving dynamically according to your eyes over that lower resolution peripheral view, exactly how it's rendered in VR. You have the freedom to record in up to 4K resolution and smooth 60 frames per second, backed up by a wide range of video bitrates to choose from. Additionally, there is an instant replay mode that, if enabled, automatically records all you see in VR to be saved as a video file at any time if you wish so. This way, you will never miss out catching your best VR moments. Very useful for video content creators, and I can confirm that the recordings barely hit your frame rate at all. Then we have hand tracking, which is another feature added into EVO as of now. Currently, it's only activated on Slam Dream Air and the Slam Dream Air SE, but this feature will soon be opened up to other Slam-tracked headsets, such as the Crystal Lite and the Crystal Super. It uses the onboard tracking cameras to track your hands and their gestures. There are games that do support hand tracking inputs, but it's also extremely useful when watching videos on YouTube, movies maybe, or doing desktop work. You can do gestures such as dragging, clicking, pinching, or swiping. Right now, there is a field of view range in which your hands are tracked extremely well, and we are busy expanding that range over time. Then lastly, and this is probably the biggest one I think, it's a feature called Open Port. We are literally opening up Pimax Play. We create an open display pipeline for verified plugins to jump in and take over the rendering. To start off, a plugin that's already now working with EVO is the native SteamVR driver made by our well-known fella S-Boys 3. We're rolling this out for the Crystal Lite, Crystal Super, Dream Air, and Dream Air SE, yes, also including Slam-tracked headsets. This allows you to switch between Pimax's own compositor software or to make Pimax a native SteamVR headset. Both cases have their own benefits, of course, and this allows for more flexibility in terms of visuals but also performance improvements. The way this works is that we open a piece of Pimax Play, allowing verified third-party drivers to take over the display output of the headset, opening up huge possibilities for customization. And I heard from the development team that there are many new features to come, such as field of view cropping, distortion profile management, cool features for playing regular flat games in VR, as well as new performance optimizations and tweaks. We'll continue to develop Pimax Play EVO, and eventually I am sure some features might fail or end up not being used. But most of them, if your feedback is good enough, will be put into the regular Pimax Play client. Again, by using a separate team and a separate PC client for testing and evaluating new features, we get more space to experiment, more freedom to fail, and a bigger chance to succeed. Meanwhile, you can at any point switch back and forth between Pimax Play EVO and standard Pimax Play software with just one click. EVO may include some paid features further down the road, but if you register for this program, we'll ensure that all new features will remain free for you for the next 6 months. I think every one of us VR geeks and enthusiasts has been hoping for something like this. It's a unique approach and it makes VR with Pimax more exciting, with new features being added on a regular basis. In my opinion, it simply gives you more life to your Pimax headset. And after testing first versions of the EVO software the past few weeks with, I think, 4 different Pimax headsets, If you are a geeky enthusiast like me, I am now pretty sure that you will love what the Pimax Play EVO has to offer.